What is abortion?
All right, we're just going to define it.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to use a couple of different definitions. Okay. So Oxford, so just going to basic Oxford dictionary, defines it as the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy. Okay. All right. A legal definition, according to Cornell law, would be abortion is the voluntary termination of a pregnancy.
Okay.
So, but I think we're kind of getting a sense of, okay, that's actually what it would be, the termination of a pregnancy, deliberate, voluntary. Now, each state in its own laws will have its own definition of abortion, but we're not going to go through 50 states worth of definitions. But I believe that, and I think most people would probably add to the legal definition a little bit, and to say that abortion is the voluntary termination of a pregnancy, which does not include spontaneous miscarriages or maternal health.
What's the difference between a spontaneous miscarriage and a not a spontaneous miscarriage? Okay,
so because some people would use the word miscarriage and abortion like interchangeably.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I don't know if it'd be common in most people's just common language use of it, but to say spontaneous means, in other words, that a miscarriage was not deliberately determined to happen. That the woman didn't determine, okay, I'm going to have a miscarriage or an abortion, using that word interchangeably there.
Oh, like there were no signs that there were any problems until it happened.
Right. It was just a spontaneous miscarriage. Or even if they knew there was a risk, there was some concern, but there was nothing they could do about it. The miscarriage happened. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I think making distinctions between the spontaneous miscarriages and maternal health issues, that when a pregnancy is terminated because of that, in other words, because we're choosing to save a mother's life, that wouldn't be labeled in the context of abortion and the way that, again, most people are going to talk about abortion in its common usage.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I want to, and because I do think I want to make sure I'm clear with this, that because as we go into discussing abortion, I want to be clear that pregnancies which end due to miscarriages or to the saving of a mother's life is not what I would refer to as an abortion. Okay. So when I say abortion going forward, I want to make sure that I'm not equating abortion with individuals that have miscarriages or that through health reasons, a pregnancy is terminated to save that mother's life. So and we'll get into the nuances of how it's even terminated, because it's most often not just terminated in the sense of the way even abortion is played out most often. So the pregnancy is ended, but it's usually because of induced labor of a child, of an unborn child. So the induced labor that leads to that child not being able to survive outside the womb. And so, or there's a C-section. So same thing. So,
well, when I say abortion moving forward, I have no idea what I mean.
Okay.
You're not supposed to laugh.
Well,
we're talking about abortion.
I know, but it's interesting because I'm actually defining things, which is usually what you want to do.
Right.
But you're living in
I appreciate that you defined it.
Yes. And so, so I hope that helps going forward of what I mean by abortion.